Americans built this nation. You built this nation. You know, you're just starting to get real credit for that. Okay, I don't know if you know that. You're just starting to get, you built the nation. We all built it, but you were such a massive part of it. Bigger than you were given credit for. Does that make sense? Right? African Americans built this nation. You built this nation. You know, you're just starting to get real credit for that. Okay, I don't know if you know that. You're just starting to get, you built the nation, but you were such a massive part of it. Bigger than you were given credit for. Does that make sense?
All right, so I'm gonna cook Nick Fuentes and Cam. What's his clown name? I can't even remember. His name just so, it does not go together. Cam James. Ain't that like two first names? Like the dude name just, it's just not it, man. I can't remember. This guy, I mean, clout chasing, dude, you're never gonna be big. You'll never be a household name, man. You're too boring. You don't have no swag. You got no emotions in you. You got no fight in you at all, man. All these guys do, man. These BA ADOS in their titles, and they get a little views. All right, listen to this guy.
Cleared up what the order did. Let me get back to these cults. Now, let me clarify. I didn't do all this research to blindly call thousands of
I didn't do all this research like he's a good researcher.
people cult members. That being said, a chronically online collection of my fellow black people called...
Now, and this guy, people like him never join panels to have this discussion. Definitely don't join FBA panels, and at the very least does not accept call-ins. They get on here and just run their mouth, and that's cowardly, man. You don't want no opposition.
That being said, a chronically online collection of my fellow black people called Foundational Black Americans is a trademark brand created by a serial scammer called...
Ever wondered what your home looks like from space?
I hate that shit. I'm definitely not. You said one of these Pan-African Negroes said, first of all, use our slang, our talking points.
Here's a vet.
Okay. Just I was laughing at one of these Pan-African Negroes saying Tariq fled Alabama, so he should not be getting on these tethers for fleeing their country. You see that? How do you flee a state and go to another state? It's called the United States of America. Okay, our country benefits because you got taxes. Okay, so our country benefits. The money stays here. Alabama is not a country. Detroit, Michigan is not a country. You can't flee your country if you're still there. We have the right. I mean, yeah, that. We call it fleeing when you're in Ethiopia. So if you remain in Ethiopia, you just live in different parts of Ethiopia. That's your country. That's your right to explore. So those talking points don't work. Dream tried that with me, and he died on the live. That doesn't work, man. Like, these guys are not more witty than us. All right? They're not more witty than us. Okay. So let me see if I can.
There's a very distinct difference between ADOS, or American Descendants of Slaves, and FBA. ADOS is basically a bunch of black people, like us, who believe they deserve reparations, which we do, and have two founders who are mostly left-leaning. However, One of them served on the board of a fake progressive organization called Progressives for Immigration Reform.
All right. Relax, put it down. What's all this? Yeah, we don't care about your opinion, bro.
Between
Just
her
select it.
and FBAs, or their founder. Problematic
select the
right-leaning publication News
That's not gonna work, dude. That's not gonna work.
CARICOM. We
That's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work.
The other piece Antonio was referring to.
Oh my God, this dude.
Up with their
Progressive group thing that I had. Indian working at a gas station. Bug-eyed.
Yeah. So look, they are obsessed, man. It's like low key flowers, yo. They are obsessed at the swag we have, man. Yo, we're saying FBA, and we're like becoming the elite class of Black Americans in this country. Even those who are FBA but don't acknowledge it or call themselves it. We're like the elite class of the Black Americans that could trace their lineage back to slavery. And they're like, we got the humor, we got the confidence. You dig? We don't like to be these guys are obsessed at us, man. All you do is make these videos. But we like it though. Because we like it because they make us, you know what I mean, they're making the family become more aware. Hold on. Is this still being charged the whole time? Oh my God. Okay, you gotta wait. It wasn't charging. It's almost ready. Here, take this. Take that and you got this. I got this. These work. 1 second. Let me try to get this cartoon ready. You leave me alone. Okay, I got something. Okay, here you go. Oh, I got lucky. I thought there was no iPad with power. Okay, let's go.
Bad Africans, dirty Africans, crazy Jamaicans, etc. And so if we're talking about a lot more than just the founder of the group, and since many people who comment on the last video were telling me that Tariq is not us, he doesn't represent us, we're not like him, here's what FBAs think about immigrants and birthright citizenship. This is also a freeze frame from our previous video.
Hey, so what he's doing is really corny because we spoke to this already on my channel. We spoke to this already. Sometimes family, like politicians, like Donald Trump. Do you think Donald Trump is the first white nationalist that believed, before he became president, do you believe he's the first white nationalist that believed white America first? Hey, let's put white Americans first. There are many white people who thought like that way longer than Donald Trump got into politics. Okay? Many. So this is what happens, family. People just speak something boldly, and it's exactly what you've been saying almost your entire life. But this person has the voice. This person has the cameras, the media, the attention of the public. This is the best representation to spread what you always thought. What he's doing is corny. Tariq, whatever Tariq is talking about, as far as birthright citizenship, set asides, affirmative action, that was all before him. Reparations, he didn't start that. We all felt that way, but we never had a centralized, universal voice to put it all together correctly with a tight mouth game. Pause. No, it's been put all. It's like been all over the place. It's been co-op, and it's been like corny. It's been packaged as corny. So Tariq came. He came, one of many. That Malcolm X did that. I played a video of Minister Louis Farrakhan campaigning for reparations. You dig? So many people said what Tariq Nasheed said. And guess what? And we always felt like that. And but sometimes it's just one voice that can galvanize the people on a centralized idea in a real way. And Donald Trump was one of those voices for white America. A lot of white Americans can relate to. But he wasn't the first to think like that. Okay, and likewise, Tariq Nasheed isn't the first to have those talking points. He just was the best voice at the right time in a real way to express those views. And the reason why we align with the views because we already thought that. And some of us probably for the first time thought that, but it just made absolute sense to them. So I see what he's doing, and that's corny. Oh, Tariq said this, and now your guy's saying it. No, he just allowed his voice, stupid. He's just allowed his voice. That's all. We've been saying it. We don't have a large platform. We don't have blue check marks. We don't have, we're not on Sean Hannity and all these other places. Breakfast Club, Tariq been on. Like Umar Johnson, is he the first Pan-Africanist to talk like the way he's talking? No. He just got the loudest voice. That's another example. He got the loudest voice. Not the first. He got the loudest voice when it comes to Pan-Africanism. And so, like, I see right through this guy. Like, this guy is terrible. Yeah, I would love for him to come over here. And all he's going to do is bow down like everybody else. I'm going to take it from the top. Brother, what's your issue with us delineating? And he's going to stop and try to think about it. He's a little nerd. He's like a little fake smart guy, a little nerd. And he'll be afraid to answer that question, brother, because he knows no answer other than agreeing with us is going to be suffice. I'm going to cook him. Like, brother, what is your issue with us delineating? And that's all I got to ask these people, and they get stuck. Because if they don't agree, whatever answer they give is going to be stupid.
And we're going to take the time to read through it. Okay, the first tweet says, Tethers said we had no power. They thought the black...
This is corny. This dude just... Now look, Golden Brown, Pinky, Chad Smith, let's get it, SB. I see it in the chat. It's a late live. I felt like, what, let me sometimes just go live whenever, it's on my heart. So I was going to go live at 4 o'clock. Just wasn't right. Not the right mind frame. 7 o'clock, again. I felt like my energy would have been off, and y'all would have sensed that. But, I hardly ever go live this late. But I felt a little better. And I said, what, let me go live. So my sincerity would be more felt and matched. You dig? Now, check this out. This guy is cherry picking just random tweets. Man, I can do this with white America. I can go cherry pick and screenshot a bunch of the most extremist tweets from white Americans and say, look at these devils. They're so racist. That's corny. Like this dude is corny. He's no. I always tell you, I'm a YouTube journalist, and you dig. I'm a YouTube journalist, and in journalism, you try to give an unbiased perspective. You just bring the news with less opinion as needed. But you don't. What he's doing is terrible. Cherry picking screenshots and without context. Like, you don't even know what motivated him to say this.
Black American vote didn't. Supreme for Trump did that is because they claim that the Democratic Party has never done anything for them. But as I mentioned last time, in the process of them attacking Democrats and claiming people like me are Democrat shills, they don't criticize Republicans enough. And what the
wait. Okay, so now, family, this guy is a nerd, and he looks like a nerd, but he's far from smart on this subject. I'm sure he's smart on other things more than me. But when it comes to this FBA shit, he ain't smarter than me, and he damn sure don't know more about history in regards to what we do more than me. Okay, systemic racism. None of what we talk about in our spaces. He know nothing more than me. Nothing. He's not even on my level. I can tell. This is an idiot. It's an idiot. Like on this talking point. And this is why people like him would never have a discussion. They'll never talk to Tariq. They'll never talk to me. They'll never talk to Jason Black. They'll never talk to Yvette. Don't talk. Like he'll just run and just do his private, things he's doing now, videos. He's not even live.
GOP is attacking Democrats and claiming people like.
You see, so that word, attacking Democrats. Well, are you attacking FBAs? See, family, watch out for that wordplay. It's called criticism. It's called criticism. And a lot of these Pan-Africanists, I have Brother Reggie on here. We criticize the diaspora. We criticize Africa because they don't have matching momentums. They don't have matching vibes, efforts, right? So we critique them. Like, hey, what's up? But they'll look at that as attacking. They'll say attacking. But when they criticize us, they'll say they're just criticizing us. Like, wait a minute, but ain't that also attacking? So that's weak. That's weak. You select certain words to make yourself look good and other folks look bad. And that's weak. Like, this dude's a lightweight.
Like me are Democrat shills.
Lisa Hill.
They don't criticize Republicans enough. And
okay. Hear me address this ever again. There is no need to criticize Republicans. Since the party switch during the civil rights era, Republicans have never done anything for black people. Okay? Never. So what is there to criticize? We already know they ain't gonna do shit. Like, they don't even think like they're gonna do something. But here's the problem. The liberals are the ones who helped us with the civil rights movement. Okay? So they're supposed to be our allies. The Republicans ain't never claimed to be our allies. They always low-key dissed us. But, welfare queens, stuff like that, crack babies. But the liberals, the Democrats, were supposedly allied with us. So when we see them don't mirror our talking points and pour the same energy in us like they do with the illegal immigrants, you damn right you ain't getting no love. We're going to criticize the hell out of you. That's only right. You're my ally and you don't help us out for shit. So this dude weak.
And what the GOP is pulling off every day during this presidency. They actually seem to support most of the cruel and inhumane treatment of immigrants. From what I've seen.
Here we go. Cruel. Yeah. He's definitely a shield. These are shield talking points. Dude, we don't give a fuck. Okay? These bastards were warned in advance. Self-deport or we're going to get you. All of this could have been avoided. You can say inhumane all the fuck you want. They were told well in advance, hey, self-deport, we'll even give you a little pocket change on your way out. They decided to roll the dice. So it is what it is. That's like saying a person get locked up and you put them behind bars, that's the cage. Like, he's an animal. It's like, well, you don't commit a crime to be put behind bars like an animal. Ain't nothing inhumane about this. It's called confinement.
I left something out of my last video about FBA group leader Tariq Nasheed. He says it's not a group. He says he's not the leader, but he's lying. He frequently claims he isn't a Trump supporter, yet he's open.
Wait. Yeah, I'm saying this dude is hard. There's other guys a little bit better than him. This dude is just terrible. So it's a group in the lineage, and he's a leader. He ain't just a regular brother, part of the lineage, because he said so. Like, well, anybody can do that. Okay, well, you're the leader of the stupid Democrats. Like, it's stupid to do that. That's childish. It's to make people think they're not just because it fits your narrative and it fits your weak argument.
Openly praised Trump more than once.
And as a lifetime member, I'm saying that the NABJ sat up there and let Donald Trump cook them. Donald Trump went up there and cooked them. They can sit here and try to spin this thing all they want.
Wait, so how's that praising? That's just a fact. You know, there's boxers that's like really good. It's black. And sometimes, like, for example, Adrian Broner. McDonald beat the living hell out of him, right? And we just acknowledged that. But we didn't praise McDonald. Like, this dude is really, really terrible, man. This dude really reaches.
Want to do? Oh, Donald, they were.
Yeah, this dude's a failure.
Take the cape off, bro.
Yeah, take the cape off.
You have told 4 congresswomen to call.
He is really a shill, man. He's really a shill. That's crazy. And I can see why he's tight, because he's one of those guys that's on payroll to get the black community behind the Democrats, and they're failing. So they're mad at the people who they think is responsible for why they're failing to deliver. And obviously he thinks Tariq and Yvette.
Caller, who were American citizens, supremacists at your Mar-a-Lago border.
But he's reinforcing white supremacist talking points that paint.
Okay, now we heard this all the time. He's reinforcing white supremacist talking points, and they can never mention one. Okay, see, but you have to have this. See, the reason why this guy would be a failure, he'll never be a household name. He'd just be a nobody, a failure. It's because he cannot keep it real. And in our community, when you keep it real, people feel it. When you just be manufacturing lies and confirmation bias research, that's also seen as well.
Paint black women as aggressive caricatures of people.
And I don't know why they do that. And this is another thing. Like, it's like this dude just like reading like Nick Fuentes, not even Nick Fuentes. It's like this dude is reading Myron Gaines, scouting report on Tariq Nasheed. Tariq Nasheed is the last black man, foundation black man, to speak ill about black women. I watched his Ustream shows. He was hard on black men. He was always easy on black women. So when people say that, I'm like, yo, what show are you talking about? Please pull that one up. Like I said, I go back to Ustream. Do 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 do. That you call that little phone noise. Do do do. What do do do. I hate that noise. I go back way back then. You know, he had a pedestal for black women, and a lot of us wanted him to go a little harder on them because they'll get away with a lot of shit. But black men, he roasted the shit out of them. So like when they got this narrative, he's hard on black women, and that's a flat out lie. Yeah, show that video since he's showing clips.
I can't co-sign that shit, and y'all shouldn't either. He's caping for Trump, and he's caping for white supremacists. It makes perfect sense that somebody.
Yeah, he capes for white supremacists, but he debates white supremacists all the time. He debated all of them. The top ones, he debated all of them basically. But he capes for them, but he holds them accountable, and he keeps the blame on them. But he capes for them also. That's just dumb. It's like, well, when he was debating Jared Teller, shouldn't they, according to you, Kuhn, James, shouldn't they be on the same side? It's stupid logic.
Like Tariq Nasheed would praise.
He is
President,
so obsessed, man.
He cites no reliable studies, depends on generalizations and what everybody sees, and completely makes up the 15 to 17 million number while claiming it's an invasion.
Yeah, this dude is a complete nerd. Dude, you're never going to be successful on YouTube, my boy. Never. You got a few tethers watching you. But that's it, man. Like, this dream to be big, that's up.
An invasion is how we refer to the aliens from Independence Day. I can't believe y'all voted for this.
Donald Trump went up there and cooked them.
So that's strike.
So that's praising because you acknowledge the fact?
One. And when it comes to black people defending Trump, You should only get one, but let's give him two to be generous. Here's where Tariq tried to misdirect the criticism Trump was getting for putting out a full-page ad to execute the Central Park Five.
Oh, man, come on. This dude taking this shit back to the goddamn 80s. All right, come on. Like, and he really think this is great research. Now, I'm a real researcher in a real way. I know this is garbage. Like, Nick Fuentes is going to do better than him. At least Nick Fuentes mixed lies with truth. This dude told a whole bunch of lies, and I said so type shit. This doesn't fly, man.
Support for someone really shows when their back is against the wall. And he's shown his true colors at least twice. FBA's claim their movement is bigger than Tariq. And maybe it is. But when this man is the foundation of it and remains the loudest voice in the room, I don't believe you. Okay.
We don't care, you stupid fool. Are you nuts? But you're forced to talk about us, though, man. Ain't nobody. Look. I'm only talking about this piece of shit dude because he's talking about us. This dude was not. I had no idea who this fool was before he put FB in the title. You know, because like that's in my algorithm, like the whole FBA Diaspora. So when people talk about us, it comes in my feed. So that's how he got there. I had no idea who this dude was. Only because he's putting FBA NATOs in his titles. This dude's a piece of shit, man.
So what do FBAs think about immigration? From what I've seen and researched, a lot of them supported Trump because of his anti-immigration policy.
You don't have anti-immigration policies. Okay, here we go to the lie. He doesn't have anti-immigration policies. He has anti-illegal, undocumented immigration policies. A lot of these people were already on the list before Donald Trump got in office, family. A lot of these illegal aliens were already on the list to get removed before President Donald Trump got in office. It is that Biden and these folks were not removing them. So Trump stepped up and he's getting them removed. That's the only difference. But listen, I got some stuff. Like after I cook on Nick Fuentes next, you're going to see the stats that because of Trump, you'll see.
Others chose not to vote at all, citing the fact that they don't owe their votes to the Democratic Party. Given what we know about the black vote in the last election, namely that voters staying home made the most significant difference, I think it's fair to say that these attitudes expressed on social media had an impact. Not saying it's the only factor in making our current predicament happen. A common complaint among FBAs is that immigrants have never stood with them, and that many immigrants disparage them.
Okay, this dude is a piece of shit liar. Let me bring that back one time. This dude is, again, when they do this on my channel, I cook them. Like, no, we never said that. No, we know the tether class. Okay, we don't say immigrants, my boy. We say tethers. Okay, because we know immigrants could be cool, they could be a rider, or they could mind their business and don't even involve themselves in undermining us. They just doing their own thing. Okay, so he don't even know that. He don't even know that we mainly focus on the tether class.
I'm not saying it's the only factor in making our current predicament happen. A common complaint among FBAs is that immigrants have never stood with them, and that.
Okay, not right there. We ain't never say that, because tethers always bring up Stokely Carmichael, Shirley Chisholm. So you just lied. You just lied, because they stood with us and they were immigrants. Okay, we're saying not enough of them, and definitely not back in their homeland. So when immigrants ride with us in America, that's cool. Which they're supposed to. It's our country, but we would love for them to ride with us in their country, and that's when they don't do it at all.
That many immigrants disparage them.
We never said many. Never said many.
I want to end this video addressing that directly. Obviously, many immigrants who've been drowned in pro-white and anti-black propaganda for years before coming here had and have negative perceptions about us. In my last video, I interviewed Foreign Man in a Foreign Land, a Bahamian with American citizenship.
This dude is dry. All right, Nick is gonna get us where we gotta be. That dude is just dry as hell, yeah. That dude got no personality, no sense of humor, no swag. Nothing about him is attractive to attract, the people to come watch him. He's just trash.
Don't see when you're dealing with like white Americans here, that if you went across to just, I mean, like Switzerland, you wouldn't see this version of a white person necessarily, or this, you maybe went to the continent of Africa, you don't see this version of a black person either. Like even if you went to the tribes out in Africa that still exist, they would be a far cry from a black American living in a neighborhood in Compton, right? So I'm trying to understand if you're actually, you think
Urban
that
commute,
all black people are like this, or if your world is kind of colored by this is what
we got a FBA big red dog. Cam James should he's like Rolly Paul and D.L. Hughley type. Yeah. This dude, let me give FBA big red dog his lineage wrench. Hey yo, and everybody liked the video. I know I'm late. We ain't gonna have a packed house. This is not my normal hours, but the spirit was on me. The majority spirit was on me to go live late. I knew, some folks can't make it. People in bed. But dude is trash. Dude is just no dry personality, all that garbage. All right, check this out.
what's going on in America. This has failed for 1,000 reasons. Welfarism has definitely, black people in 1940s, stand up. My grandfather, I talk about that denigration and the corrosion of culture. Yeah. That's happening.
Okay, so that's a talking point of these black conservatives and white conservatives. Okay, they say the same shit over and over that you guys even end up believing it. Not repeating their shit, family. These are liars. Okay, they keep saying culture, like our culture is fucked up. Don't let them say that, man. And so basically, they acquit systemic racism and they convict our culture, right? Sure. They acquit white supremacy, but they convict our culture. Sure. And stop letting them tell the welfare lie. Because she just said 1940. 1940, matter of fact, 1944 was a GI Bill, and black vets were excluded from it. They fought in war, some died, some risked their lives, got, mangled, disabled, whatever, and some came healthy. But they got denied from that bill, the GI 1944 bill. So when you say 1940s, like you're pretty much saying Jim Crow. When you say 1950s, you're pretty much saying Jim Crow. And when you say Jim Crow, you're saying legal discrimination. So you can't mention that with a serious face.
White, black, whatever you want to name it, there is this intentional corrosion of culture. So do you think it's literally, well, this is just what a black person is when they come out? Or do you think that post-welfare, LBJ
is back to welfare,
Great Society, this is what black Americans have become, and I have a right to respond to that and say that as a white man, I don't want to live there?
Well, I think it's more nature than people would like to believe. There's this classic tension of, is it nature, is it nurture, is it...
So he says nature, when he says nature, that's a white supremacist way of saying, like, we're born dumb, like we're born degenerates. And it ain't just, he's not speaking about foundation black Americans have this. He's talking about you guys too. He's talking about all black people globally. So don't start tagging like, hey, not us too. You too.
Is it cultural or is it intrinsic? Is it racial? And I've always been on the latter side of this among conservatives. Conservatives like to say it's all culture. Black America is the way it is because of hip hop music and the Great Society and that kind of stuff. And I think the uncomfortable reality is a big part of it is intrinsic. One of the big arguments against the abolition of slavery in the 1860s is that, when Europeans colonized Africa, they hadn't discovered the wheel. There's no two-story buildings. There's no writing. There's no written language. Missionary.
Let's stop right there. Okay. I want you to, what's going on here? Oh, man, button. Okay. I want you to focus on, he said there's no will, right? So now, for y'all tethers and Pan-Africanists to say, oh, FBAs hate Africa. No, we don't, fool. We just hate y'all lying. I'm going to cook him, though, because he said Africa did not have the will and things like that. And that may be true, but let me give you the will. Okay, first of all, many African societies didn't emphasize willed transport. Okay, they didn't travel or didn't want to travel with whales. Why? Why, Nick? It's because of the rivers and lack of flat terrain. They had canoes, they had camels, and they carried things on top of their head. That was more practical. So it was adaptation, right? So adaptation does not is not equal to inferiority. So they had really no use for the wheel and their terrain. So that's just a bad faith argument. Look at architecture. So he said, so you look at the Great Zimbabwe civilization in the 11th and 15th century. They had stone cities with multi-story structures. And dude is lying. I'm telling you, white races got to be some of the dumbest people in the entire world, because they will just lie to each other, and they'll be cool to lie. They're some of the dumbest people on the earth, man. Not white people, white supremacists. They would just, and when you can't live off a lie. That's like self-sabotage. How about Timbuktu in Mali, housed multi-story libraries, mosques, centuries before Europe's Renaissance. Nubia and ancient Kush, modern-day Sudan, built pyramids even before or alongside Egypt. Writing systems, dude lost his goddamn white supremacist mind. In Shibiti, Nigeria, predates colonialism. Okay, Meroitic script in ancient Nubia, 300 BCE. Ge'ez in Ethiopia is still used today. It's still in use today. Arabic script was adopted and transformed by many West African Islamic kingdoms. So missionaries did not invent writing for Africans. Africans already had complex oral traditions, and many had writing long before European contact. So dude just really make up, like these guys just make up shit and just say it so confidently like it's true.
He's had to go to Africa in the last century and invent it for the African people, because there's no recorded history. They didn't have writing.
So Egypt is not in Africa.
Well, Egypt is a different race. The Egyptians were not black.
Okay, but you said when they went to Africa, so I just want to...
The interior of Africa in the late 19th century, scrambled for Africa.
So we're now knocking Egypt out of Africa.
Well, Egypt is part of northern Africa.
Right.
Yeah, so he just contradicted himself.
It's Africa. You said Africa, so I'm not trying to get a gotcha. I'm just responding. You're saying Africa.
Sure. Yeah.
It's in Africa. It's Egypt. It's kind of ridiculous to say there was no written language. Well, so I'm just trying to get you to
sure. Egyptians are not Africans.
If I'm not pushing back, the internet will. So
Egyptians are not racial Africans. When I say African, I'm saying sub-Saharan Africans.
Sub-Saharan, okay.
Black people because it is a different race. In sub-Saharan Africa, and Europeans did not penetrate that until the late 19th century. They didn't have any of this. To the extent that you have infrastructure in Africa, it's from the Muslims in the Sahel and the Maghreb in northern Africa, where the Arabs colonized. And then you had, Carthage and Egypt. You had ancient civilizations. But sub-Saharan Africa, they didn't have that. You take these people out of that land and put them here, and they're enslaved people. You let them free in a modern, liberal...
Wait, before you go on, he also said Africans had no recorded history. Okay, well, let's talk about it. The oral tradition in Africa is robust, structured, and passed through griots, elders, and scholars. The Empire of Mali had diplomatic records and schools in Timbuktu housing thousands of books. The Kingdom of Benin recorded history through bronze plagues, ivory carvings, and court historians. So, in fact, when Europeans sacked Berlin in 1897, they looted so many advanced artifacts, Benin bronzes, that they were shocked by African craftsmanship. And watch this right here.
Republic, they're not going to succeed. It's not going to go well for them. And that was one of the arguments against abolition. People said if you free them without any assimilation, without any kind of process for them to be acclimated, they're going to die. And that's exactly what happened. Many of the bottom 10% of the lowest IQ Africans just died off for generations. And it had a and pardon the expression, but it had a eugenic effect, because over time, if the weakest are dying off, that's one argument for why blacks in America have a standard deviation higher IQ than the blacks in sub-Saharan Africa. So, so I do believe there is something intrinsic going on there. What makes people uncomfortable about this is the idea that it's unchangeable. There's something about, and this is why I'm a Catholic, we do have an inherent desire for universalism. We do believe that there's a common humanity and a common human community and all of that. We hate the idea that we're born a certain way and we can never change. And that's just the way it is. And we even think about this in terms of, it's become not so popular these days to tell children, you can be whatever you want to be. Because we know that's not the case. Some people are tall, some people are short, some people are smart, some dumb, some ugly, some handsome. That's why, by the way, incel-dumb is a big part of this also.
So you believe these are immutable characteristics that are assigned at birth?
Okay, so wait. Before we go to immutable characteristics, let's click on some things he just said. Okay, so for one, he talked about freeing enslaved Africans without assimilation led to their failure. That's false and offensive. Again, they got to just dismiss history. That's why I say white supremacists got to be some of the dumbest human beings on earth, because they'll lie to each other like the lie is true. Okay, so the fact is, after Emancipation Proclamation, Foundation Black Americans built schools, churches, AME, and businesses from scratch. Sent 16 black men to Congress during Reconstruction. See, you just don't know our history, man. It's a stupid dude. Established prosperous communities like Black Wall Street, Tulsa, Rosewood, Florida, and Jacksonville, VA. All of which were burned down by white mobs, and then say we ain't never built anything. Frenchmen were denied land, credit, education, and civil rights. So through black holes, sharecropping, and convict leasing. All right, then we ain't gonna talk about Jim Crow laws. Oh boy. So we're talking about black hole, sharecropping, convict leasing, and Jim Crow laws. And I don't think. So he said colonization civilized Africans. Why do they believe that? Why do they believe if you colonize Africa or Haiti, America, that you're colonizing somebody? Okay, so colonization brought genocide. Congo under King Leopold. It brought resource theft, cultural destruction, mass enslavement under new European members. In many cases, Africans were organized before colonization, not after. Let's go, Nick. Do I got anything else? Let's go, Nick. Oops.
Incel-dumb is a big part of this also.
So you believe these are immutable characteristics that are assigned at birth?
I think that, yes.
For the most part.
Things like race, all those attributes are immutable and unchangeable,
but they have changed. Just factually speaking, they have changed.
They change over time, over the generations.
Okay, so then you don't think it's immutable, because if this was an immutable
individual person.
Okay, so you're saying that if you are born at this space and time as a black person in America, here is the cards that you're dealt with, and you can't change.
So he's saying like you born a certain way, and then you do about it, you just messed up. So kind of help him out a little bit. Like, okay, so you get him an outfit, looks nice. You know what I mean?
Over time.
Something like IQ does not change. It doesn't change wildly. It only changes genetically over. IQ is a big one, and that changes. That's a genetic trait. And so that can change over the generations, but not, you can't take an individual that's 75 IQ, which is the average in West Africa, and take them to 100.
So two dumb people can't produce a smart person.
I believe they can, actually.
Yeah.
But.
So does that kind of debunk your?
No, because it's rare that happens, but IQ is a heritable trait. So it's unlikely that happens.
Okay.
And do you not recognize that there's group differences in IQ? Or?
I think that there's group differences, but
Okay.
I wouldn't say, and the reason why I'm pushing back on this is because those perspectives that you hold, Thomas Sowell did a really good job debunking that. And I think the book is called Intellectuals and Race, and he opens up and makes a very sound argument that these characteristics are not immutable and that it can be your environment. And he kind of goes back and discusses, like, you know, who had the highest IQ and who now has the highest IQ. And so I just disagree with you fundamentally, but you have a right to have that perspective.
So you don't think that there's group differences on average between the races?
I think, just to be clear, I think there would be group differences if you took it, like we were talking about, an American versus somebody who graduates college in Europe. There'd be tremendous differences. I
Not
truly,
tremendous, but yeah, there
Yeah,
would
there'd
be
be
slight
differences, yeah.
but you don't
So
think
I
that
think
racially there's differences between races?
I think, yeah, because we have huge differences culturally. So going to your point of saying, I don't want to live in a black neighborhood, well, neither does LeBron James when he gets money, right?
Right.
And there's a reason for that,
Mhm.
because there is something that's happening culturally in Black America that's been going on for a very long time. But that thing, I would argue, didn't exist in.
What about in Africa and Haiti? I mean, they're killing and eat each other in Africa and Haiti, everywhere where they are. You have these problems.
Yeah, I'd like to look into, and I'm pleading ignorant, but I've heard some things about what happened in Haiti and what the Clinton Foundation did there. So I think I'd have to look more into the history of Haiti to be able to push back on that at all. I don't think I agree with that.
What about all of Africa then? There's not one country in sub-Saharan Africa that's successful. Not one. They're all
Okay, so what I was saying was a white supremacist. It's not all white people. If you're white and you don't believe you're white supremacist, this ain't for you. Okay, what I'm about to say. But I'm saying that white supremacists, they are some of the dumbest human beings on earth. They got to sit here and act like certain events never happened before. Okay, so he pinpointed how Haiti and other parts of Africa are not doing well, and they're like harming each other. Like, but he's leaving out the fact that, like, the history of the country, and how they were left in that ratchet predicament, that position. But they have to deny history. Oh, look at the African countries; they're not doing good, so we're gonna just ignore the Berlin Conference when they carved up Africa. We're just gonna ignore all that, going into these countries, taking over, and like subjecting them to colonization. So we're gonna just ignore that. And then they suck up all the resources. Yeah. And leave these people, poor forever. So this denial babble. That's a new one. Denial babble.
These developed countries, they're all failed states.
This kind of reminds me, and we could kind of flesh out this conversation together, and I'm not perhaps ready to have it fully, but I do remember going back to Dave Smith, where he was conceding a point on, well, all of these other Middle Eastern countries, no, you wouldn't want to live there. You'd want to live in Israel. Now, in my mind, I'm going, well, because you just keep bombing the crap out of them if they ever try to get ahead. I remember watching this clip of him saying that, going, why don't these countries get ahead? And kind of going back in my mind to the Gaddafi speech, where he was speaking essentially about, here's what we got to do in Libya to get ahead. Here's what we're going to do with the dollar, and we're going to be progressive and this and that. And they killed him. And then what happened to those Libyan refugees? Suddenly they're now pouring into just...
Who is they, Candace? Who is they? She said they killed them. Who is they? And then we go into this conspiracy theory.
Like he said was going to happen, that they were now pouring into the European continent, and Europeans are complaining, who are these people?
Yes,
and
sir.
So the question is, are we allowing... Because I'm like... Africa.
All right, let me read some chats. No, I shouldn't. I'm not on mute now. Let me see. I know I'm not. Let me check though. And they Sudan built pyramid. No, I'm not on mute. Okay. So let me say. So you are wrong. White supremacists are some of the smartest people on earth. The Baz, you want to call in? Okay. Let me get the phone. But I never give a phone number. They're just late. God damn. Okay. Okay, Shabazz. Call in. There's a phone number. You said they are the smartest people in the world. Now watch the word. If he calls in, watch the word salad. I'm predicting he's going to do word salad. When I give him pushback, I'm gonna give brotherly pushback. When I give brotherly pushback on who he called white supremacists, from who I call white supremacists, watch the word salad that he goes into. Okay, because his definition ain't mine. I can tell you right now, it ain't mine. There you go. Shabazz, I want you to call in and tell us how they're the smartest people in the world. Do you think Albert Einstein's a white supremacist? You see, it's going to get goofy. So do you think Albert Einstein's a white supremacist? Like, come on. Like, so, bro, just call in. But I give you some brotherly pushback, because I'm like, we got to be smart. We got to be smart. And then you said I'm wrong, nigga. You got to prove that. Like, that's a challenge. It's one thing to say, no, well, I have a difference in opinion. When you say somebody wrong, that's a challenge. And y'all know I'm the can man. Anybody can get it. You say I'm wrong, call in. And I guarantee you, you're going to be sounding like a babbler. Because you don't even know what you're defining as a white supremacist. You're defining all white people as white supremacists. I know you are. I know you are. I'm not. Hey, family, I'm calling white people who call themselves white supremacists. Okay? This dude, Nick Fuentes, he calls himself a racist. And to me, that's equal to white supremacists. Jared Taylor, Richard Spencer. But he's going to just call all white people white supremacists. So no, you are wrong. White supremacists are some of the stupidest people on earth. You're wrong. You're trying to call all white folks white supremacists. That's why I say, is Albert Einstein a white supremacist? And you're not going to call in because you can't justify and explain what's a white supremacist to you. That's going to be you. That's going to be you calling white people white supremacists without any proof. And you know I'm a cookie. So that's why you're not going to call in. All right, so I'm not wrong. I'm right, and I can defend who I call a white supremacist, and I just call white supremacists what they call themselves. All right, so I can easily point out who I'm speaking to. When I say white supremacists, I can easily point out who I'm talking to. And Nick Fuentes is one of them. Now, you tell me who are white supremacists to you. That's so smart. If you think Nick Fuentes is so smart because he's a white supremacist, see the thing, family. He just said white supremacists are some of the smartest people in the world, but he think Nick Fuentes is smart. Yeah, you think Jared Taylor is smart? Like, dude, stop. And y'all know he ain't gonna call in. It's all love, but you say I'm wrong, I'm gonna smoke. I know you can't defend your position. Like look, he's still chatting. I ain't reading that shit. Don't chat, call. Yeah, anytime you challenge me, I don't want to read nothing else. And I'm not mad at you. I just want some smoke. That's all. You see, I'm wrong. So I'm ready to squabble.
It's a pretty rich country. Like, why aren't Africans controlling the diamond
I see you ain't call in though.
Trade? Who's taking all of the diamonds so that they can't control the diamond trade? And how long have these people been doing that? Being essentially culture vultures. That's kind of the journey that I've been on now in terms of really trying to go back and look into history to see what's happened.
Mm-hmm.
And I never trust myself when I have a perspective now because I realize.
And like I said, white supremacists are some of the dumbest people in the world. And I can prove my position.
Is how much of my opinions and beliefs were shaped by the public school system.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't think you're right. I think that there has been a very sophisticated effort to, just like you would say now, in terms of people that are intentionally attacking Anglo-Saxons. I'm just learning about that there were these books that were written we must genocide the Anglo-Saxons that were going on for a lot longer than I realized. History didn't begin with World War II. But I think it would take a lot of time to kind of unpack that.
Yeah.
Like, are we stopping people from getting ahead just because, I don't know.
That just sounds.
Yeah, well, he can have an opinion. He can say I'm goofy, and that's just his opinion. I'm not going to call him goofy. Like, I'm not that emotional. I'm not that petty. He said I'm wrong, now I'm goofy. I just think he's wrong. And I know you're not calling. I said he wasn't. I proved my point. But that don't mean he's goofy. He just wrong and he can't defend his position like I can. That's why I say, like, when he say white supremacists, he don't really have a definition who they are. I know the family. When I say white supremacists, I know who I have in mind. And like I said, they call themselves white supremacists. That's the folks that I got in mind. He's going to just call random white folks white supremacists. That's why I asked him, is Albert Einstein a white supremacist? Because he's smart as hell. But he got to lie and say they're white supremacists. And basically all white folks. Look, his name's Shabazz. But, like, I know how they think. The white man's the devil. Look, I know how they think, man. They ain't the brightest FBAs of the bunch.
I mean, being honest with you, that just sounds to me like a left-wing argument when they say, why don't these countries get ahead? Colonialism. You're a colonizer. It's like, okay, but when we got there, they had no development. When we got to Africa, they had no technological development.
So you think that even if we weren't at war, and sure, you could say that you think that's a leftist argument. I would only push back on that because I've learned so much about just like recent history that I didn't know. But you think that the Middle East.
Right. And look, and people do that. People debate you, and he's going on. I pretty much left it alone. He's going on, and it's fine. You can debate me in the chat. I'm just not interested. Like, I'm not going to even read one thing.
Like, if we had done nothing in terms of the Middle East, that they would just be savages and just be like, America didn't do anything to set He doesn't set anything backwards, and you're just like bombing a place.
Yeah, kind of. I think that we did set them back.
No, look. You hear this guy? That's a white supremacist. He's stupid. There's nothing smart about him. That's your insecurity. You think he's smart because he's white. He talk like this. Hi, Canada. Hi, Canada. Oh, what are you doing? And he got a tie on, and he looked like he's 12 years old. So you think he's smart? That's not enough for me.
Because when they don't have political order, it prevents development and investment and things like that. But, again, when you look at the antecedents of all these, the history didn't start, like you said, with World War II in the 20th century. There's a reason that European civilization created this enormous gap between them and everybody else. And I don't think it was that it was white supremacy or it was unfair or something like that. I think it's because Europeans are smarter. I think that on average, Europeans
So to
are
use
smarter.
your argument against you, that could be said.
Yeah. You might be right, Donnie. Like, these guys got really no respect. Like, the name Shabazz is hardly ever in this chat. Like, this dude hardly ever show up. Then he show up and he want to contest. Like, dude, you got no respect.
About Ashkenazis. So if you're sitting here saying, I believe in some conspiracy and that it's a coordinated effort and blah, 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 they could look at you and say, that's a leftist argument. We're just smarter.
I think they are smart.
They
I
are
think
smart.
I
Smarter.
think they're
The
probably,
smartest.
well, I would say this. I would say they're
Okay, so so now he's just babbling. That's the part where Shannon is like, hold him up. Okay, family, let's have a little fun. Okay, this is when I think she sounds like she's Haitian. Okay, but she got her black wake-up card, all right? She was very entitled, and this is what happens, black people who are non-FBA. I gotta humble yourselves. Y'all don't know the white man like us. We would have never did this foolishness right here. Look.
On March 21st, 2025, the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office stopped a woman for speeding 85 miles per hour in a 45 zone. But instead of cooperating, she began arguing with deputies and refused to sign the citation, turning a simple traffic stop into something much worse.
Look, Deputy Sheriff's Office, the reason why I'm stopping you, had you at 85 miles an hour coming into the 45.
85.
Excuse me? Yeah, you were at 85 miles an hour, and you actually encroached into the 45 mile an hour zone.
Back there it says 55.
Even if the speed limit...
I don't care what the speed limit says. I'm telling you how fast you were driving, fool.
Back there is 55.
Yeah, that's what I was going on.
No, you're going 85. Yeah, you're cruising. Do you have your license on you?
Sure.
This section now is 45.
Right, because I'm almost home.
Thank you. Everything good with your license? No outstanding tickets or anything like that?
No.
I'll be right with you.
Going forward, now, I'm going to leave Shabazz alone today. I'm not going to say that to him. But going forward, I'm just going to watch him. I'm going to see if his comments are always critical. Going forward, I'm going to keep an eye on you, bro. I'm going to make sure you FBA.
Here's your license. Sorry. So this is a citation for that speed, okay? The 85 and the... Don't get three options like a normal speed citation. You get the option of calling the number and scheduling a court hearing. At that time, you can make your argument with the judge that you were not speeding. Okay? That's the time that you get to argue. You don't get to argue roadside. Okay?
I'm not arguing with you, sir.
You are arguing.
Okay.
Okay?
So you're going to arrest me because I'm not arguing with you?
I'm not saying you're not. I'm not saying I'm arresting you for not agreeing. I'm saying if you fail to sign a citation for a court date.
I am picking up the citation. I will go to the court.
All right. So we got to call her in. All right. I like that. Then they hung up. Sometimes I have this. Sometimes they call and then something is missing. So hopefully they come back in.
but I'm not signing something that I do not understand.
You want my supervisor to explain this to you? He's right behind me.
Do you want me to call my family?
So family, let me just help y'all out. I never experienced this, but there are some states where the signing of the citation is mandatory, and failure will lead to jail and arrest and jail. That's a fact, because they'll tell you you're not signing to say you're guilty. You're signing pretty much to verify that you got the citation, and you have to sign. I know that. You got to sign, or you're going to jail. They're not playing.
Remember, because it's right on the phone.
Nothing what your family is going to say is going to change what I'm about to tell you.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, I would understand them better than you.
Hey, traffic sick.
See, she's playing now. She's playing around. She want to call her family. Okay. And like, what they going to say? Don't sign it. He's wrong. Okay, well, guess what? I'm the police officer. You're going to jail.
You want to come over here?
Because you said you're going to arrest me for calling my family member?
I didn't say I was going to arrest you for calling your family member. I said I would arrest you for not signing, saying that you're going to show up to your court date.
You cannot arrest me for that, sir.
I'm going to let you talk to my supervisor. He's going to tell you that I can arrest you for not signing the citation.
No, you cannot arrest me for that.
All right. It's called failure to sign a summons.
No.
Okay.
No.
I'll be right with you. You can't leave. You want to go to jail today. You want to go.
This woman, he said, you can't leave. She said, yes, I can. She's about to pull off. Black non-FBAs, you might want to come to our meetings and learn how racist white people are. Y'all coming over here? Y'all don't know what racism is, because the whole country is black where y'all come from. But you might want to watch her documentaries and learn some shit, because she's gonna learn right now.
Go to fucking jail today. You want to stop your car and put it in park right now?
Okay.
Get out of the car right now.
I'm not.
Get out of the car.
No, you
get
cannot.
out of the fucking car.
I'm not. Hey. Don't swear at me. Don't swear at me. You're not, sir. He's not allowed to open my vehicle.
Yes, he is allowed.
No, he's
Family, I told you guys that you got less rights in your vehicle than walking. You got less rights. So they told her to get out, and she don't want.
Why are you driving away from a traffic stop?
Because I'm talking to him. He walked away from me.
I said
he didn't.
Right
no,
now.
Sir.
Yo, is that cake soap? Her face doesn't look right. Is that cake soap?
I was talking to him.
So you would drive away while he's got your driver's license and all your paperwork?
He gave me my driver's license.
Okay.
He gave me my
You said St. Lucia. I thought she was like Haiti, but she's a nurse, so you might be right.
paperwork. And then he told me something that I don't agree with. He said, if you do not agree with that, I said to you, you will go to jail. I said, no, I want to call my family member to see why I'm going to jail for. I'm a citizen in here. What am I going to jail for? You give me a citation, sir. You give me a citation, sir. I said, I will comply. I gave you my license and everything. So now you...
Yeah, you got to sign it, though, man.
Tell me you're going to put me to jail.
So, was it 30 over?
That's cake soap.
Okay, so
sir,
yeah, so...
I was doing 55.
Hey, listen, it doesn't matter if you're doing 55. It doesn't matter. You have to sign that.
Sir.
Are you not going to sign it, yes or no?
No.
Okay.
And then
You heard that? And they told her 10 times, you don't sign, you're going to jail. He said, you have to sign it. You're going to sign it? She said, no. They're like, okay. And I'm so glad these are white officers, because she got her reality wake-up call today for this live.
I will go to the judge.
Okay. Listen, do me a favor. No,
Sir,
take your hand off of me.
Sir, I'm not...
Now, remember, they're going to lock her up because she says she's not going to sign. Now, listen to what she says right here. This filthy dog.
Step out of the car. Step out of the car.
No.
You're going to jail.
No.
Step out of the car. You're going to jail.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Come on. Is she in
Let
court?
me sign the paper.
It's too late.
That right there. It wasn't until it was putting those handcuffs on those cake soap hands, those cake soap wrists, he said, okay, I'll sign the paper. Ain't that crazy? Just playing games. And she was about 49, 52 years old, playing games. I'm not going to sign. And now she's about to be thrown in the precinct. Now all of a sudden, I'll sign.
from me.
I said
He didn't.
right
No, sir. I was talking to him.
So you would drive
and
away
he-
while he's got your driver's license and all your
He
paperwork?
gave me my driver's license. He gave me my paperwork. And then he told me something that I don't agree with. He said, if you do not agree with that, I said to you, you will go to jail. I said, no. I want to call my family member to see why I'm going to jail for. I'm a citizen in here. What am I going to jail for? You give me a citation, sir. You give me a citation, sir. I said, I will comply. I
Oh my gosh, so annoying.
give you my license and everything. So now you tell me you're going to put me to jail.
So, wait, was it 30 over?
85 and a 45.
And they are
Okay,
being
so,
Sir,
yeah,
I
so
was doing 55.
hey, listen, it doesn't matter if you're doing 55. It doesn't matter. You have to sign that.
Sir.
Yeah, you're not going to sign it? Yes or no?
No.
Okay.
And then I will go to the judge.
Okay.
I will
Listen,
go to the
do me a
judge.
favor. No,
Sir.
take your hand off of me.
Sir, I'm not putting
Step
my
out of
hands
the
on you.
car. Step
No,
out of
sir.
the car.
No.
You're going to jail. Step out of the car. You're going to jail.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Come on, is she
Okay,
in
let me
court?
sign the
He
paper.
said
It's too late,
jail.
man.
Too late.
Too late. You're going to jail. Step out of the car. You're going to get tased in about 2 seconds. Step out of the car.
Wait a minute.
You're
Whoa.
going to
That's
jail.
it, yeah.
Wait
That's
a minute.
it.
Why y'all doing this?
Yeah, we are.
Okay, wait.
Put your hands
Look
behind
at
your
that cake
back.
soap.
Step out of the car.
Look at
You're
that
going to
cake
get
soap.
tased in about 2 seconds. Step out of the car.
Wait a minute.
You're
Whoa.
going to jail.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, look at this, y'all. Over here, yeah, this chick got cake soap all over her damn face. You can see where she used to be dark.
Minute. Why y'all doing this?
Yeah, we are.
Okay, wait.
Put your hands behind your back.
Sir, wait a minute.
Put your hands behind your back. You're under arrest. You are under arrest.
fighting.
Put your hands behind your back.
This is not right.
10-4 1
This is not right. This is not right.
Because you gotta ask that. Uber.
Okay, you were.
Uber police car. Uber ride police car.
Listen, you were ordered to. Yeah, explain. Listen to me. No, nobody punched you in your face. Say so.
Lola, now she lying, so they kicked her and punched her in the face.
So I can
Stop resisting. You're gonna
You
get your
are.
resisting charge.
put your hands behind
Put your hand behind your back.
I am.
I don't. What are you reaching for?
I'm not reaching for anything.
Blue team's on this team.
Before.
You punched me on my face for no reason.
Nobody
Listen,
punched you in
nobody
your face.
punched you.
Okay.
We gave you several law.
Yeah, I just seen like a fake. Who is this? Bobby's channel. Let me see this guy. This is what do we say? We gotta do just let the video play a little bit so we can watch it, and then you can make commentary. Well, that's, nah, you trying to get me flagged. Let me put the link in the chat, okay, of the video. So just let me give you time. I gotta get commentary before I get flagged. So yeah, so that's the full link. I put the full link in the chat. You could watch the whole video without my commentary.
Lawful orders to exit. We're recording it too. You were given several lawful orders.
Yeah, that wig from the back looks disgusting. It's like one of those UK judges.
To exit your vehicle.
No, you did not.
Yeah, I told you to step out.
Alright, we're gonna go to the black car.
Can you not push me?
Yeah,
No,
you
can
are
not
under
push me?
arrest.
Can you not? Can I put my shoes
Sir.
on? Can I put my
I'll
shoes
go
on?
get your
sir?
shoes.
Yes. Sure. I'm gonna take your license.
No. These are my property.
Yes,
This
it's
is
gonna
my
go with
property. No, I'm putting, sir.
Ma'am,
Sir,
let go
can I-
of your
can I have my
license.
property, sir? Sir.
Hey, let go of it. You're
Yeah, she's not letting go of the license.
under arrest. You can't have anything. You are under arrest, ma'am. Listen to me. Don't make it any harder than it has to be. You're under arrest. You're going to jail. That's it.
Okay, can I have my wallet?
We will get your
Nancy Calm making demands.
wallet.
We'll get all your stuff. Did you make sure she don't? I mean, we can't search her, but
Wait a minute, what are you doing?
All right.
Why you
sure you don't have
following
any
me? Why you
weapons on
following me, sir? Why you touching my boo-boo?
No one's touching.
Yeah, look. Now I'm gonna say she's a sexy model. Why you feeling on my, basically her butt? Stop.
You have a seat.
Okay, don't push me like that.
No one's pushing
That
you.
was so rude.
No, you were given several orders. You
No,
didn't.
I
You
was
didn't
not,
comply.
though.
We're
I
gonna
was not.
seatbelt you, okay?
Don't
Hey,
touch
put your
me,
rear
though.
camera on. Okay, watch. I'm gonna reach over and grab your seatbelt. Put your camera on.
Did you put your camera
Okay.
on when you punched me, though?
Sit back for me, please.
I am sitting.
Yeah. So look, he probably did punch her in the face, but it was, of course, it was no like real punch. So sometimes, in a slick way, you can grab somebody like shirt, like over by like the chest area. You can grab that and, push his fist to a forward motion. So that could have happened. Like he could have snuck in the punch. I highly doubt it feels like a straight swing. But I believe they punched her because they were annoyed as hell with her ass.
Okay, I need to reach around you.
Sir, can you stop pushing me, please?
Where's your? Hold on.
Sir, can you stop pushing
Hey,
me?
you want to hand it to me?
So you don't like black folks, huh?
That part we gotta stop doing. That part, like, we gotta call these folks out. They be in the wrong and saying, "Oh, you're racist," and they be in the wrong. No, he's doing his job.
Why does it have to be that?
Because I didn't do
Maybe
anything.
my wife is black. How do you not know that?
Like I said,
How do you not know
I
that?
did not do anything.
Okay.
For you guys
But
to
why do you
manhandling me like
automatically
that.
assume?
For you to manhandling me like
Okay.
that.
You were explaining you have to sign the option or it's jail, and
He
you
told
said
me.
no.
He told me that. I said I do not understand what he's saying. I just need somebody to explain to me what he's saying. And then you called push me.
Yeah, she is 100%. She's like 60 and she's single.
Punch me on my face and then put me in here for what? What have I done wrong?
Where have you done wrong?
Okay, that thing is really tight. It's breaking my arm.
Now, this is my favorite part when criminals complain about the comfort of handcuffs. This is my favorite part. Listen.
It's breaking. Well, sit
No,
back.
the handcuff.
Okay. They're not comfortable. They're not designed to be comfortable.
She was charged with refusing to sign a summons and resisting an officer with
All that and got her ass charged on the jail. All because she went sign a summons. Pure ignorance and went to jail. And now she is on a viral video. 114,000 views in 2 days. But that's it, family. I want to just respond to Nick Fuentes talking about the will and certain things that Africa should have lying. I want to play Cam James' nerdy self so you guys can get familiar with some of his corny anti-Tariq talking points, because he really just get on Tariq all day long. Like, these guys be low-key obsessed, man. Really, really disgusting. Anyway, I got some good videos tomorrow. All right, possibly in the morning. We'll see. All right, family, thanks for pulling up late. I know this is a late live. I'm not live like this normally in the morning, but I know I do maybe 1 hour.